Hi everyone. Thank you so much, JJ, giving me this opportunity to talk about the future, intelligent people. Yeah. It was 2003 when I had finished my master's degree, and then I thought I'm gonna do something different with the business. So I started my business, and I started working for several logistics companies, shipping companies, some tech companies, and finally I started my own company. Started my own company in Dubai, and at one point of time I had about 80 people working for me, and that's where the whole nightmare started. It was too much stuff which I never thought that is going to happen. And especially entrepreneurship, the one thing I've learned is that you always feel it's so easy. Unfortunately, it's not the case at all. It's very different, very difficult, but it's fantastic. You love it every day. Every day you fail, you still love it. You succeed, you still love it. So I would say that it's fantastic for me. Well, me and my wife, we are the two partners in the company. She's the technical person, and I'm the sales and marketing person. She's the one who built the whole software and everything. And I actually, when somebody asks me, okay, what you two guys do? And it's a simple answer. She makes it and I sell it. So that's what we do. And we actually moved a lot around the world. I'm from UK. We moved to Dubai. Then we moved to Canada. And then we are here now. So everything has a time. So what we did is that, we were working for the big companies, especially Aisha thought there was a problem, and while you got that?
It's not here yet.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole story, when I tell you before this one comes on, we started a business in Dubai called outsourcing, IT outsourcing. Over there, banks, it's a completely different world over there in Dubai. Actually, you buy a visa for money. You just pay for them, pay $2,000, and you get the visa, and then you come and work, and then you disappear, and then if somebody else has to come, you have to pay. Companies have to pay a lot of money to hire people, unfortunately, and you don't get nationality over there. So people, even my wife lived there about 21 years, and she never gets it. And every 2 years you have to renew the visa, you have to pay a lot of money and everything. So we found that this can be an opportunity for us. So what we did is, banks, they had to do the security and all that stuff before they employ people. So what we did is we went out to banks and told them that, how about we do everything for you? We employ people, we give them a visa and everything, they just come and work for you. And if they go anywhere, we just replace it for you. So we did the outsourcing, and then we started with 5 people, and then we ended up about 80 people. And believe me, it was just a nightmare. And I was telling JJ, it's okay now. I was telling JJ that, the worst thing happened is that my own kids started calling me uncle because they never seen me home. And most of the time I was on the call, emails, texting here and there. It wasn't working out. So what we did is that, we sold that company and we started a new company. And this is called Appoon. Everyone probably would pronounce Appoon, So
Actually, I kind of like Appoon for some reason.
Yeah. I've got different, feedback from different people.
Yeah.
Some people, they say it's a fantastic name. Some people, they come up and they say, why did you put this name? And I said, look at all the big technology companies. They all have a weird names. Doesn't make any sense to their names. I said, so I did the same thing. I just come up with a name which doesn't make any sense. If it doesn't make any sense, you can remember it properly. So the basic question was, all these big companies, I'm trying to be a little bit educated as well, so you learn something and that you enjoy as well. So this is not whole about my product, but I'm trying to tell you that how we did it. So the one thing was very simple. But before I go there, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, which I've already said. My wife Aisha, she's in a different room. Actually, she's in a panel discussion as well over there. She'll probably join us. I don't know, for some reason, every time I'm meeting JJ, there's always a problem, or she comes late. She has been the technical person, and she's the one who developed the whole software. So I'm just the guy who make a tea for her, and that's it. So basic concept was actually is this: how to make more profit without selling more products. Anyone in an organization, how do you make money?
Cut cost.
Cut the cost, yeah.
Or charge more.
That's a typical, manager. Okay.
Subscription based.
Now, I mean, you have a basic model, right? You have a revenue, you have a cost, and you have a profit, right? What do you do exactly so that you can make more money without selling more products? Cutting the cost, typical manager, yeah.
She said raise the
Raise
price.
the price.
Raise the price, okay, yeah. And what will happen?
No, but if you market it, what value it is, if you do it right.
If you do it right.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
You can't just raise the price for the same thing. There has to be some value offering that's communicated.
Absolutely, yes. So, reducing the cost is a risk. Raising the price, it's also a risk. How about increasing the employee productivity? You make more money, right? If you have 5,000 people, and if you make each one of them just a half an hour per day, 30 minutes more productive, what you got? You got about 2,500 extra hours that people do for you, and then you make more money. Right? So this is where we put the focus on how to increase employee productivity in an organization. So it's my own thing, when I started doing. I actually come up with a word called seek. Any idea what this seek is? I'm sure you wouldn't because it's my word. But any guesses or anything? No? Okay, never mind. Communication, execution, engagement, and knowledge. These are the 4 things which we believe if we do it properly, we will have productive employees. And nowadays it's very famous now, companies called zombie companies. Any idea what the zombie companies are? Those employees, those who are not productive, and they are losing money because of employee productivity. And I'll just tell you one figure. Every year, $550 billion are being lost in productivity with American and Canadian companies. Obviously, Canadian companies are small compared to the American companies. I didn't know until I arrived here in California that Canada has 35 million and California has 39 million people. So it's amazing. But the whole country is actually equal, smaller than the state. So yeah, come back to this one. We believe that the communication, execution, engagement, and knowledge is important in order to have employee productivity. So these are okay. Let's have a relationship between these 4 things. Can you see the relationship? If you have effective communication and your people are knowledgeable, perfect execution, and if they are engaged, and that's a new term called engagement. What is employee engagement? Means happy employees. Happy employees means more productive employees. Just a quick example, my personal experience. Let's say I work with JJ. I've never met him. I started communication in a different way. But if I met JJ, my communication will be completely different. Do we agree? It's a very simple thing that I'll be more positive because I've met him. I will be more, kind of a helpful because I've just met him. It's a normal thing. If you have ever worked in the companies or if you're going to work, that's a very simple thing. You've been talking to several people here and there, as soon as you meet them, your approach or your communication becomes completely different and becomes more positive. And it's research as well. So we believe that, that's actually relationship between all these four things. If any of the thing is missing, your employee productivity goes down. And nowadays, employee productivity is the only way to move forward. So what we did is, at the moment, what we got in the companies, you got emails, you got messaging tools, you got Excel sheets, you got task and project software, corporate events, enterprise social network tool, knowledge-based system, trainings, and all this stuff. It's complete mess like this screen. It's a complete mess. And employee productivity has gone down. Mostly people think that, when you bring a new software in, your productivity goes up. It's a very simple thing. Either have your weekly shopping, go to the butcher shop, laundry shop, and all these shops different, or you go to Walmart. You got everything under one roof. So that's what we thought that, okay, let's do it this way. We put everything together and we made it Seek. That's a software called Intel Manager, right? We started with the C messaging. C messaging is a corporate messaging. So you start with your communication, right? Then your execution, then your engagement, and then your knowledge. So we believe that, if you have everything together in one tool, and you are not switching around here and there, your productivity goes up. In current scenario, what happens is, if you want communication tool, it's a separate. If you want task and project manager, it's separate. Same enterprise social networking as well, knowledge-based systems are all these separate. So people, according to the Harvard research, and I have no idea how they did it, but you've got to believe it, average employee is only productive for 2 hours, 54 minutes in a day. I have no idea, they never told us what remaining 5 hours of what these employees are doing. But I believe they've been jiggling around with these things, searching, looking around here and there, running around like a headless chicken, looking for the information, finding people who can help them, doing their jobs and everything. So this is where we have come back and we said that, okay, this is the tool which can help companies to increase their employee productivity. Thanks so much for listening. That's all. They can ask the questions if they want.
Yeah, certainly. So one thing that this group here is some of them are working in larger environments where there's a tool set, others are not. And one thing that I wanted to clarify is that when you're in particularly a medium to large company, they will sit you down as a new employee and say, these are our tools. But the sad thing is that the tools don't talk to each other. And so if you're working in a particular database storing information, it doesn't automatically port that information to the other tools. And so you're actually choosing to what you're going to work with within the mandatory tool set. Am I correct?
Correct, yes.
Right.
I mean, obviously I didn't go into the details, but not only just the one thing that, it combines everything, but what it is that, the company data. Company is they're very fussy about the data. They were not accepting initially cloud. Now they have accepted the cloud. But they are too much worried about that, where my data is going to be and everything. So just imagine that, they have a 4 to 5, average company has a 4 to 6 tools. And the data is all over the place, So at the end of the day, managers, they don't get the real data so they can actually look at the real productivity because everything is just here and there. Somebody's using Slack, somebody's using this, somebody's using Smartsheet, somebody's using this, Tibber and all these things. So everything is just here and there. So data is very important. And then there are some tools, those who try to integrate the things, but integration is very complicated process. I'm not a technical person, but I know how difficult that is. And none of them got successful. None of them got successful because integration is you have to follow the same path every day. The day you put your foot here, that's it, it's done. And then you call the engineer, and then they come and fix. So integration is not a solution. So we thought that it's just an all-in-one tool. One tool is good enough to have the data.
Now, go ahead. Yeah. I know that you have a demo. Would you want to do a flyover of the demo
Yeah.
right quick? That might help the comprehension here.
Okay. Although the company name is Appoon, looks like it's not connected.
I
You
think
spelled it
you're.
wrong.
Oh, sorry, I got it spelled wrong.
That's
Yeah.
not right.
Okay. I'm not sure when was the last time I used the keyboard. Okay, is it still? No, it looks all good. So we have an issue with the internet.
Try again.
Okay. Oh, that was okay. Right, so this is a tool. And another thing, I'll tell you that, when we did this one, when we did the UI and the prototype and everything, I sent out to one of the, very closest friend. He's a VP, Carrefour. Have you heard of Carrefour?
Oh, Carrefour. Oh, the French retailer, right? It's like Walmart, but it's...
You got that. Now, those who said no, let me tell you, this is the third largest retailer in the world. So we should know that. We should know about this. So, it's, I think, first is the Walmart, then Tesco's in the UK, and then it's French retail. So I sent it to VP Carrefour, he's a VP technology, and I said to him, what do you think? And they said, even my grandmother can use it. So this is how simple that we have tried to do it. But again, I would love to have your feedbacks. As I said to you that, this is part of the seed, on the seed. You create any message. You choose the people. In here, we are giving you to control your messaging system. If you initiate the message, make sure you control it, not nobody else. When you send a message, all these people, when they reply back to you, none of them can see each other's messages. Right? Everyone is individual. But at one point of time, you feel that, okay, no, we should have a group in that particular thing, and you just create the group. Right? And then you can start talking in the group. And at any point of time, you can remove anyone or add anyone, or even if somebody is not there, you can actually add somebody from the list, and then you do it. So we believe that when you start the conversation, you should have a chance to actually control the communication. And the biggest issue that we are trying to solve is that in so many messaging apps, you get the messages which are not even related to you. You just go mental. He goes, oh, seriously? And he said, oh, hello, hi, Nias, are you coming? He said, oh, yes, I am. And 10 people are copied in. Seriously, they want to know?
Reply all to something.
So in here, the only effort they have to do is that, they have to just choose which one they want to send it, anything. So this is what we are trying to do, that make sure that, you control. So you have actually two, the one you sent, one you initiated, and the one somebody else initiated. So you have the two segments. Why we have done this? Because make sure after 1 year, when you come back, you can or should be able to track your communication, that what exactly you talked about. This is why we have given few layers in it. You have sent, you have received, and then for each communication that you initiate, usually, I'm not sure how many people ever heard about Slack.
Anybody use Slack, the tool Slack? Okay, here.
Okay. Like over there in Slack, what happens? You just start the communication. Hey, good morning. Seriously? All 150 people need a good morning? So you need to talk about work-related issues. So in here, you're going to be sending a message to people saying good morning, or oh, I'm happy, feeling happy, and everything. So in here, you control your communication. Actually, if I good. Let me. Oh, sorry, not calm. Oh, sorry. We have also given this very interesting tool called Select Your Mood. You tell, are you happy, energetic, sad, or whatever it is, and then your manager can see it. In the olden days, when I used to work, I was given a red flag. They said, if you feel you are actually drowning and you don't want to talk to anyone, just put your red flag on top of the table. So we all know that, you just be aware of any yes. So in here, this is kind of a thing, and I tell you that, it might be a little bit funny, but I know one company, those spent nearly about $50,000. Recruiting another company, coming and talking to their employees, and they're asking them, how was your mood for past 1 week? How are you feeling when you work here? What do you think, and everything. So that's why we added this one, to make sure that, your manager or people know what you're feeling.
Are they tracking that data as well? So like the moods of your employees, are you tracking how many days they're in certain moods to try to figure out if something's going on with them?
If you don't track them, what's the use of the data? Yeah? I mean, the main purpose is that, if you put something here that says, I'm uncomfortable, so that's this.
And then you set the hours that you're feeling uncomfortable?
Yeah. No, it's your actually your duty hours. I think I changed the wrong hours. Anyways, I mean, when it comes to here, then you can set the shift. Oh, so this is, so your manager actually can see it, right? Whoever has the authority, you give them authority and then they see it. So it's not something that, making fun. Actually, it's there to help you. Take it positive. That some of the people got sacked because, they said I'm sick, and they put their, what's called on the Facebook, what do you call it, status. They, I'm enjoying at the football field, and they say, hang on a second, you're not supposed to be sick, So you guys put status anyway, on your WhatsApp, on your other side. Why not at the work? So the people can come and help you. Your manager can come and help you. This is your business social. It's like your personal Facebook for the company. People can upload images, upload videos, they, it's like a similar kind of Facebook. Because most of the companies, employee engagement is very important for them now. They just spend a lot of money on employee engagement. So this tool is become very useful for them. In here we have given a couple of other things as well, like you send polls to people. If you want to know the opinion of the people, you just create the poll, and you put whatever you want. You put the options here. You select the team. And, you want your own team or your department, or in that particular location or country, or if you're global, all of them, and then you just send them this poll, and it comes like this here, and then people vote for it, and when they vote for it, you actually know again. Before you ask me the question, yes, again, you can see the data here. Okay, and then again, you can also create the event. Like people, those who are working for the big companies, probably they know that one email goes out on the Christmas thing or Thanksgiving thing, and oh my God, millions of emails going here and there, here and there. I'm coming, I'm not coming. Okay, who's coming, who's not coming? Can you say until last minute nobody knows who's coming or who's not coming? So you can create actually event here, and then you send it to the people, and then they can actually say, yeah, okay, fine, I'm coming, I'm not coming, and we haven't created one. So people will do it. Just the last step, what you have to do is just go back and check who's coming, who's not coming. So you know exactly, the day before, whichever day. And again, in here you have a data, that each manager has a data according to the team, that what this team has been doing. This is we call it this built-in intelligence. Usually you have to buy, again, separate tool, if you want to look at the data. So this is what you have for your team, and this tool is for engagement. And then we go to Task Manager, which is the execution part of it. And here, again, you're running tasks, you're pending tasks, you send the task out to your team, and under each task, you can actually start talking to the people here. You have a communication that you can talk to. So make sure that, again, communication becomes relevant to each individual task. And in here, you can actually, if you don't know how to do it, you have a knowledge-based system. You click here and search for it. Choose the category and you start searching for it. So in here, you can assign as well. Let's say, Jay, they assigned to me, I can't do it. I'll assign to somebody else. These are the small things which tools that we have at the moment. They don't have these kind of things. And I'll show you one more thing as well, which is super user, which controls everything. Who can see what and what everyone can do it, which very unlikely when it comes to the SaaS models. Anyone aware of what the SaaS model is? No? Software as a service, yeah. Perfect. It's on the cloud. Everyone, it's a self-service. So then we come back again. Either maybe it's a task or maybe it's a project, and then in here you have your projects, current projects, under creation and everything. You create the project, do the things. Again, you have the communication under that as well, and it has quite a few functionalities. Sorry, I should have created this one before coming in here. I didn't realize it doesn't have it. And then you have a knowledge management system. The knowledge management system, the people put the knowledge, which, let's say you're the boss. Sorry, what was your name?
Many.
Meaning you're the boss, and I keep coming to you and asking you the same questions. You just take all these questions, put in the database, and next time I'll come to you. You say, no, go and search over there. I just search, and all the answers are there. So you don't have to bother people, or you don't have to wait for the people that finish the meeting and then they come and talk to us. And in here, and then again at the same time, actually you can run the competitions. Whatever data you put in, you can send out people, you just want to test the knowledge. Most companies, they want to do, okay, whether this person needs a training or he doesn't need the training. What's the way? Have they got anything? The people those who are working for the big companies, have they got anything in the company where they find out if this is the good guy, he knows everything, this is the bad guy who doesn't know most of the things. So in here, you just simply send out, and then they do it, and you see them, how many correct answers, how many wrong answers, and everything. And then you see that, okay, this person needs training, this person doesn't need training. If this person needs training, in what department, in what category he needs it, So it's all up here. So this gives you the whole complete SEEK. Communication, execution, engagement, and knowledge.
Question. So the people that engage in this tool, must they be company employees, or could you have people that are partners outside the firm?
Some of the tools do that as well, but would you be willing to share your company information with the partners or customers or your contractors? Technically, no. So that's why we kept it closed. It's
So
only
a
for the
closed
company.
system. Okay.
Yeah, it's only for the company.
A similar question, but for example, for messaging, does it not integrate, but does it communicate with external world? Like, can I from my Gmail send an email over no?
Yeah,
This is your company now.
Yeah, related question, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good question. We thought about that as well. But again, when you are talking internally, right, you don't like your customer or contractor listening to that.
You got trade secret issues, etc.
So you would definitely need other tools anyways. I mean, it's not going to be because when you're working in a company, you don't need to communicate with the people outside as well, right? So you will run this on top of your email box, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But the question here is, you get one or two or few emails coming from your client or from your customer and everything, and then you act on it. And that's the whole communication starts. We're trying to solve that problem.
The internal part of
Yeah,
it.
internal part of it. Because make sure what is the best at the end of the day is the customer service. If you being so nice to the customer and going back to them very quick, you can do that on the email, you can do that on the phone call and everything. But in order to respond to your customer, you need to have your efficient communication within the organization. If you don't have it, then if he's waiting for hours, he's not going to like it, is he?
Are you targeting some specific kind of customers, or do you have a specific industry that you're looking into, or is it for everyone? Anyone?
Well, in generally, it's for everyone, but obviously, you guys, it's the marketing class, right?
This is a new venture launch.
New venture launch. Okay.
So I challenge them all the time to take their customer definition and tighten it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best thing is that, what we have learned and what we're going to learn on JD and everything, that, is start with a small segment. Build the case studies and then go further. So this is what we're going to do. For us, medium to large corporations are our customers, because these are the people, those who are worried about employee productivity. And we've been looking at companies like insurance, because a lot of communication going on. It's one case. A lot of communication going on here and there. So many things from one thing, so many projects, tasks here and there, running around like a headless chicken. Where is this form? Or is the customers need to fill this form or not? So they need a database and a knowledge base and everything. So this is the perfect industry for us. But tomorrow I have a meeting with my mentor, and we're going to discuss that ideal customer tomorrow with them. So that was my idea. That insurance companies is the best for us because they have a lot of communication, a lot of papers.
Yeah. And some large organizations have a much stronger firewall around their communication and their data than others. And so, because this is a closed system, there may be some industries that it's very common to have contractors and partners and others in the ecosystem communicating, that you'll either have to make accommodations, I would guess, or you'll say, well, you're not my customer, right?
Yeah, technically, we chose the second one.
Right, yeah.
Because if you remember, I said the construction is not a customer.
Right, yeah.
You know, why? Because first of all, in the project management, they go very deep. You know, in the project management, we have only 2 layers. You know, project, main task, and subtask. But in construction, they go up to 10 layers. You know, these are not our customers. And most important thing is, with their communication, they have to engage their suppliers, because they have to tell them that, you know, whether my stuff is arriving on time or not. So yes, again, we simply say this is not. I mean, I don't know how many of you are technical, but when you build a software, that's the biggest challenge. Building the software is not when you started to build the database, because that's where you say, you tell that, you know, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. You know, it's like building a building. You know, you need to buy a plot, and then you have to say that, you know, okay, this area is going to be for this area is going to be for this area is going to be this. So again, it same happens with that software as well. If we try to you know, accommodate every industry, this software is going to be a complete mess. And it will be so much mess that we will not be able to handle all the bugs and everything, all the stuff. You know, like a classic example is Slack. They have added so many things in there, they got so many bugs. They don't even know. I think a couple of days ago they were down as well for about 7-8 hours.
I don't know.
Yeah, they were down for about 7 hours, 7-8 hours. They were down, and just because they implemented something and everything crashed. You know, it's $1 billion company. I'm not expecting them to do silly mistakes. You know, excuse my language, silly mistakes like these. But you never know. You never know. You know. About the people, you know, look at the Uber's ex-CEO, you know, who was having a fight with one of the cab driver, you know. So people do things, you know. We all, every person has some silly thing somewhere hidden. You know, when it comes out, you never know. You know, I mean, I remember when I was 18 years old and I was giving my driving instructor was sitting next to me, and he said to me, he goes, okay, Niaz, make sure you have to ride 30 miles an hour. And I asked him, I said, okay, how will I know whether I'm driving 30 miles an hour? And he goes, look at it. I said, oh, okay, sorry. So yeah, it was a silly question. So everyone does it. So yeah, these things. But unfortunately, we had to let go of the customers rather than destroy a product. Any more questions?
Let me flip it. Do you guys have any feedback on what you've heard today and what you saw?
I would use it.
You would use it. Okay, and this is an IT guy right here talking to you.
Oh, you're the IT guy. Huh? Okay, so what I said about the software and database, probably you understand. I'm not a technical guy. Maybe I got it wrong. If Aisha would have been here, she would have explained much better. You know, because sometimes.
Fawn, what do you think?
Yes, pretty good. It is similar to Salesforce.
Sorry?
Salesforce. It is.
Cell phone, mobile?
Salesforce.
Salesforce. Oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Here.
Salesforce is different stuff. But again, yes, it's Salesforce is only towards the marketing side of it. You know, they try to help you to get more customers. You know, we helping companies to make their employees more productive. So it's two different things. It's not similar thing. Sorry.
Do you have an app or is it only?
Yes, we have an app as well. Sorry, yeah, good question. Yeah, sorry, I should have said. Yes, we have an app as well on iOS and Android. You know, nowadays, if you don't do the app, it's just not good enough. You know, so yes, it has an app, and that was a nightmare doing it. We still have a few things to do it with that, but it's doing okay.
Question: the knowledge base, does it accept all types of uploads and downloads, like any kind of.
You can add any kind of file, including video as well, because you see, knowledge shouldn't be limited, right? You learn while watching the video, you can learn while watching the audio or listening to the audio, PDF, picture, whatever it is. So you can upload anything in there. And the other one good thing about knowledge base here is, which not many knowledge management system does, is people just keep adding the knowledge in the company. They have no idea whether it's a crap or it's a real useful knowledge. In here, we have given them actually check on top of it. You create the categories for each knowledge base, and then one becomes the owner of that knowledge base. That says I create, IT, and you the owner. Anyone tries to put any information related to your field, it will come to you for approval. You look at it, you go, yeah, that's great, fantastic, it will help, fine, approve it, and goes into the system. If not, just reject it. Because the biggest issues with the companies are, there's so much knowledge in there, similar thing. When you start searching, 50 things come up. That's not really, effective, is it? You should be drilled down to targeted stuff. So we try to have the layers where you can actually get the most accurate, and a rule of thumb that my co-founder has put in, it's very nice actually. It's very, very nice. It has kind of a small artificial intelligence in there as well, not huge, but we are working on it. The next one, which will be implemented in about another 4 weeks' time, which is virtual assistant. Every person will have a virtual assistant. If I want to talk to JJ, I need to talk to his virtual assistant first, find out all the answers, and then I, bother JJ. And that virtual assistant actually will be intelligent enough to find out that, who shall I share this information, who shall I not share the information with. If let's say, I need the keys for the office for John, JD, but I should have access, not you. And I'm asking it, virtual assistant tell me that it's here. But if you're asking it, virtual assistant will not tell you. He goes, no, hang on a second. You're going to talk to JJ yourself. So yeah, we've tried to put, at the moment, Aisha, she's writing some algorithms on artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is a next phase, which will be implemented in about next 6 to 8 months, where when you use the software for 2 weeks, the software will understand the way you are using it, the way you things do it, and then the software will help you do it. And we are adding into voice command as well. So let's say there are certain tasks that which it's a regular ones, which you want to do on, every day. Rather than creating, you just give a number to that particular task, and you press the button, and you say number 2, and the task will be created and sent out to the people. So this is we're looking to implement that as well, but in next 6 to 8 months. The most important thing is the cost. Cost you a lot. I don't know how many of you looking to start your own companies. Are you?
Well, many of them, yeah.
Right? Just keep an eye on the cost.
So this is where you're at now. What are the next steps? What do you need? How could we help you?
As an entrepreneur, regardless, like I have a previously successful company which I sold and everything, but again, for everything you learn. I'm here as from the incubator. What all I need is that make sure. Before coming to that, as an entrepreneur, you are on your own. It's fantastic to have people that you can go to, and this incubator is fantastic thing for us to go to people that because what you think, this is my baby, this is Aisha's baby. If you ask me, you like it, I'll say, oh, well, love it. But are you guys loving it? That's the important thing, and that's what the business is all about. So incubator is going to tell us that where to take this product, where shall we start with the customers? Because I probably like, I want to sell to everyone. I want to go to Delta Airline, I want to go this. In the past, I've been speaking to so many companies, but now we narrow down our things. And then always see everyone's favorite, which is funding. Right? So we get the necessary skills, make sure we got it right, and we have a proper business model. And that's where incubator will help us a lot.
Right. So next semester, there's going to be a student team from the class that's going to collaborate and help with a project, whether it's go to market, more, it might be customer segmentation too, right? So that'll kick off in the spring. Now, are you looking to find co-founders? Are you looking for people to help you? We have people who are graduating here. That's the reason I'm bringing that up.
Okay. Well, apparently, company is all consists of set of skills. If somebody brings their skills, which me and Aisha doesn't have it, more than happy to take that person on board. It's a simple thing. Being an owner, owning 50% of the company, which was only $10,000, or owning a 20% of the company, which is $1 million company. Which one would you like? Or the second one? With the team, things grow. That's what I've learned. So yes, we are open to the people. And second thing is, like JJ said, that the team of students will be working with us. And I have actually planned, once they start working with us, and if they are good enough, actually, we can offer them jobs as well, that, they can work with us full time. Because they will understand what we are trying to do. They will be working with us from the start and everything. Or if they're not accepting the job, maybe the co-founder or whatever it is. But yes, the people, those who will be working with us, we'll give them opportunities that comes. Because everything is the team. Somebody says, I can do it alone, it's not possible. It's not possible. Although my wife doesn't agree everything I say. In fact, it doesn't agree on anything what I say. But again, it's always good to have more opinions.
Are all these functions available on the app version?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything is available. Whatever is available here, almost 95% is available on the app as well.
Okay, and it was what, $9.99 a month for up to 100 users?
Per user. This
Per
is per
user?
user, yes.
So $10 per month per user up to 100 users?
Yes, but up to team of 4 people is free.
Okay.
We're not charging anything. Because they're like, startups like us. So we help them, they help us. That was that. So there are so many startups that are using us. They're pretty happy. And they give us a, yes.
How many users do you have how many people are currently using it?
It's around 1,000 people using it.
Is that like 1,000 businesses or 1,000?
No, if it would have been 1,000 businesses, well, I would have come here on a Lamborghini.
So 1,000 individual users. Can you go back to the page that had the pricing on it? Does it specify that it's per user? Because then that might just be a little confusing.
Well, actually, put it this way. Before that was
Okay, a user. Okay.
even a little bit
Got it.
complicated. We made it simple. Even in the last meeting, what we discussed with Jeff, because initially it was per month, and you select the users.
So what is the drop down? Does it if you grow or increase the
Yeah.
number of users?
I mean, like up to 300 users, up to 500 users.
Does the price go down if you go up to that amount?
Well,
Or does it
what
go
do you
up
think?
per user? I would say yes. That would just be logical.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, sorry. Yes.
Oh, no, continue answering your question.
Yeah. It's just, it will be meaningless if we put the drop down and we don't change the price.
Yeah.
My only suggestion maybe would be, because you might have an in-between that's like 10 people, let's say, and then $10 per user, because it's still a small company, might be too much. You might want to add like a different segmentation to appeal to a wider range of people.
I mean, if you say 10 people, 10 people
That's
means you
$100.
pay $100 a month. How much does the pizza cost?
Well, it just depends on what stage you are at. I'm just thinking from like, is it implementing personally, and if you're working with the team. But let's say you work for a company that's larger, and you want to implement this on your own personal dime because you think it would help the team that you're managing, but it's 10, 15 people out of your own personal pocket, you know, to test it to see if that was just, that's like, you know, where it kind of be a lot of money. Like the company's not paying for it.
I understand where you're coming from. Maybe we put something on the website.
Because I'm just thinking like that, if
What do you
I'm
think,
looking for a
JJ?
job that would be as a management position, and then I have salespeople under me, like this would be a really good tool to use for just that individual team, but it'd be something that I'd want to initiate on my own. Like I wouldn't pay him just because like I don't know. I wish I did.
Well, if you're close to some
Yeah, I
global
understand
company
that.
at that
Yeah.
point, it's,
What?
I don't know if you can use it individually because it's a company-wide closed system.
That's an
So you-
enterprise tool.
It would
yeah.
already have to be integrated into that company for you to use
But
it
if
with
you
your
use it just on
management
the
team.
app, do you know what I mean? Like it's just your individual team that you're managing.
Would you be able
as-
to do that? Are you even?
You can. Why not? Of course, you can do
You
it.
just set
right?
up like the number of users,
This
right?
actually kills the whole, theme behind it. You know, you using it because you like it, or you using it to increase productivity. If the whole company uses it, then it comes to the productivity. You know,
Yeah.
if just the one team is using it, then again, if the one team is using this one, and then for other people they have to use other tools.
Well, it's more like testing, right, with a smaller group, and then selling that feature as an add-on for the entire organization. You know, you prove the success
Actually,
in smaller groups.
that's a very,
That's
very
fine.
good, very good feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a question?
Sorry, yeah, you.
As far as you being the marketing and sales side of it, when you approach these larger companies who I don't know are 100 users or more, who's your main point of contact and who usually makes the decision to implement or integrate that system?
It all different, you know, they start from IT managers, you know, and goes up to the general managers, you know, some CEOs, you know, it all depends, you know, by industry to industry. You know, like we were initially targeting hotel industry. When I was talking to all GMs or, you know, CEOs, and they said, okay, please talk to an IT person. He deals with all these things. You know, so they still have a kind of a thing that, you know, because it's the technical thing, so I have to talk to, you know, IT person. And once, you know, when we reach the IT people and then we talk to them and they say, oh, hang on a second, let me get my CEO involved. And then we tell them about the philosophy that, you know, this is how you're going to increase the productivity and everything. Oh, then they say, oh, okay. Actually, this doesn't belong to the IT person, this belongs to me. So you will always have, when it comes to the sales and marketing, you always have issues like this. Yes, sir.
When you start out with, you know, up to 100 users and you go roll into that 101, what happens with, you know, the costs, the price? Do you have to renegotiate, or what do you do when it comes to that? When you hit that point, you go over 100.
When you go over 100, the price reduces.
Just automatically. So even if you have 120 people on your team, like say you started with 90 and then you have 120 in 2 years, it'll automatically switch those numbers.
Actually, when you go inside, let me see, because I don't remember the password of the super user, which I should have. And then I can, actually we have also given a little thing over there as well, where they can see how much is being charged, how many users they have added into there. So they can actually see the cost, how much is being charged.
So if you have turnover and say you lose a couple of your people, but you're still within that 100 users, and you now add, you know, the replacements, do those old profiles still count on that 100 users, or do they kind of drop
No,
off into
only
an
active.
okay.
Only active ones, yes. Because obviously the people are leaving, people are, you know.
But you still want access to the data and the information, so
Yes.
that's okay.
So yeah, it's only the active users. Anything else?
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So.